Hey, good morning, gang. Matt Modi with OddsJam. Very excited to talk about some MLB player props today. I have a couple best bets for you guys that I have a lot of confidence in. All bets were found using the OddsJam positive expected value page. All bets were confirmed using the OddsJam props app. So definitely recommend downloading the OddsJam props app. It's available anywhere, any iOS store, a Mac, iPhone, iPad, even the Mac desktop it's available for. And it's pretty cool. It's just a player historical data, trends kind of app. So obviously I'll show you how it works when I'm actually talking about the bets that I'm placing. But just so you can see how it works, you just type in a player. So if I want to type in Manny Machado, you see his stats pop up or his name pops up for a bunch of different stats. So if I wanted to take his total bases, I would see how he's doing. Looks like he's gone over 1.5 total bases in 40 of 87 games, 11 of his last 25, 3 of his last 10, and 2 of his last 5. So you can kind of get this data of how they're performing historically, and then you can use that to confirm positive expected value bets. So for today's video, I have two for you. Let me just refresh this. So the first one, what we're looking at here is Matt Olson over 1.5 player bases. This is minus 110 odds on FanDuel in the Phillies versus Braves game. So the OddsJam line, which is pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world in terms of pricing odds. This OddsJam line here is viewed as kind of the quote-unquote true line of how markets should truly be priced at. So anywhere in which we can get more favorable odds with the VIG removed, in this case, which is minus 120, it's a positive EV bet. So in this case, the gap from, let's call it minus 120 to minus 110 equates to about a 4.11% profit margin and only 36 cents in market width, which is well within range for a player prop. Market width really just measures confidence in what lines are being priced at. So anything for a player prop that is 40 and below is within range. And the way that market width logic makes sense is literally just subtracts these two numbers. So the logic behind this entire thing is the closer that these two numbers are together, the more confidence in what OddsJam is pricing these lines at. The closer together equals more confidence. So we can measure that literally just by subtracting the difference between these two numbers. 41 minus 5 equals 36. This one has 36 cents in market width. Another thing that I like doing before deciding whether I like a play or not is if you just click in anywhere, it gives you pricing for what every other sportsbook prices these odds at. And what we can see, so BetMGM has it a little bit closer to the OddsJam line at minus 115, but Caesars has it at minus 127. FanDuel, or excuse me, the OddsJam line minus 141. So basically, what we're looking at here is both Caesars and the OddsJam line view this as the more likely outcome, as this over 1.5 total bases as the more likely outcome that we are getting, presumably at like minus 110, minus 120 on the other side, something like that. FanDuel only prices the over, but if for a player prop, the juice is a little bit higher, so we could guess that this is minus 120, minus 125, something like that on the under. So making it actually seem like the under is the more likely scenario, but the other books, again, Caesars and OddsJam, it's the more likely scenario. So all in all, again, equates to about a 4.11% profit margin. This is about a 2-unit bet for me, just above 2 units. So I'm going to put 115 on this one. Matt Olson to go over 1.5 total bases, place bet, and we're good to go. So this is the first bet that I'm placing today for my player props. Let me add to bet tracker $100 or 115, excuse me, on this one. And just to talk about this profit margin for a little bit. So this can be viewed also, like I said, it's your profit margin can also be viewed as the edge you hold over the sportsbook. So in this case, 4.11%. Really what it means is for every $100 spent on this individual bet, this could figure to profit $4.11. Now, there's a couple things to unpack there. Number one, it's just your mathematical profit margin. Obviously, so if this bet wins, I make my profit of like, it's like $104. If it loses, I lose all of my risk of 115. But the logic behind it is over time, you will notice that your theoretical or mathematical profit margin will start to equal your real profit over time as you're tracking it. And then the next couple things to note, $4.11, $4.11, obviously isn't a lot. You know, that barely even pays for a gallon of gas these days. But the goal, obviously, is you're not placing just one bet a night. And obviously, this is an investment, quote unquote, that will settle tonight. So I'll know I mean, this is a day game, so actually it's played at 10:35 my time. It's played at noon. So I'll know as I'm eating lunch whether I made this theoretical profit or not. So multiply this by 10, 15, 20, sometimes even more bets a day, and this $4 turns into $50, turns into $100, depending on your bankroll. Again, that is realized today. So I just make sure that I wanted to get across that. Don't necessarily get discouraged with these lower percents. Like, I'll take some that are even under 2 if they are valuable. And the goal is just to stack positive expected value plays on top of each other. And that's how you can profit in the long run. So like for me, up about 12.4K overall. Had a little bit of a rougher day yesterday, down 286 on the week. But as you can see, as I've increased my bankroll, the highs have been higher, the lows have been lower. Overall, equates to about a 5% ROI and, again, profit of 12.5K, which is pretty good. So that is going to be just kind of how that logic makes sense. Stacking positive EV plays on top of each other helps you profit in the long run. The next play, the last thing that I like about this Matt Olson one that I forgot to talk about is obviously the OddsJam app. I confirmed with the OddsJam app. So if you type in his name, Matt Olson, let's just see how he's performing recently. So on the season, 45 of 98, so not terrible, 45% over over 1.5 total bases. But let's look at his last 25, 14 of 25. More importantly, let's look at his last 10. So he's missed it in the last 2, but this is a hot batter. He's hit it in 8 of his last 10, and even though he's missed it in his last 2, that's still 3 of 5 because he hit it in 8 straight prior to that. So we're betting on a hot batter to continue to be a hot batter, which I think is a bet that I'm willing to make. And this is all confirmed using the OddsJam Props app. Again, the way I think about the OddsJam Props app, it doesn't talk me into negative expected value plays, but it will confirm positive EV plays. So that's my first one, Matt Olson over 1.5 player bases. The next one is a strikeouts prop, Chris Archer under 3.5 plus 100 on BetMGM. So the OddsJam line prices this one at -124. The Novig odds have it at -107 and only 31 cents in market width. So everything is within range there, 3.42% profit margin. So again, $100 on this one, $3.42. Add those two together, that's what, $7.53 over the course of 2 bets. Again, just need to keep in mind that's only 2 bets. As you saw, I had like 2,000 pending. So obviously there's more over the course of the day that I'm going to be sweating out. And then looking at the other sports books, again, a situation in which 2 of the other 3 sports books have this as the under, as the more likely scenario. The FanDuel, -118 on the under, -108 on the over. So with the big removed, they're heavily favoring the under, as is the OddsJam line, which we all know as the sharpest line in the world. Caesars is the only one that doesn't agree, but the other 2 do, and that's enough of an outlier that I'm looking for. So this is an $85 wager for me, so just about 1.5 units, a little above 1.5 units. So let me go ahead and lock this one in for $85 on BetMGM. Place bet, and we are good to go. So that's my second one. And then looking at the OddsJam Props app for Chris Archer, if you type in his name, Chris Archer, again, we want to take his under strikeouts thrown. So one thing that's cool about this is all these different features you can flip through. So right now, it auto defaults to the over, which you would say, oh, he doesn't go over that often, which means that's good for the under. So in 10 of 16 starts this year, he's gone under, which equates to it's a 62.5% rate, which gives you the implied odds of -166. Again, we got this at +100. When I look at his last 10, he's gone under in 7 of his last 10 and 3 of his last 5. So again, another situation in which he is heavily trending towards the prop that we are betting on, in this case, the under. So all in all, adds up to 2 positive expected value that player props that have also been trending that way. And those are going to be my 2 player props for today. So Matt Olson over 1.5 total bases, Chris Archer under 3.5 strikeouts, and that's going to be it. So let me know if you guys are tailing, comment on the video with any feedback, and that's all I got for you. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.